Yeah, welcome back guys to this channel. First time man, give the video a like. Don't forget man to subscribe. So today we are on the rooftop stories today. Now let's survey the rooftop. We see how it looks like. This is the rooftop of industrial area. Let's start with this side, then we go to the other side. You see how the roofs look like. Man, don't forget man to give the video a big like. Don't forget man to comment man. Just tell me how you see how the roof looks like, the aerial view. Just see how they look like, the areas. Just see. Yeah, maybe you have been seeing from the ground. Now I want you to see from the top. See it from the top at the top. So guys, I had a butchery where I used to sell goat meat. So my butchery was near a bar. You know, big butcheries are near bars. So when your people eat the roasted goat meat, we call it nyama choma. Then they go and drink some beer there, some wine, some spirits there. So we put them near bars because it's near the customer base. So I ran the butchery and my neighbor ran a bar. We were friends, but we are not business competitors. So we complimented each other for a very long time. Maybe one or two arguments, maybe someone came and ate and dashed away, did not pay, or something like that. So I will go and inquire why this guy, you allow this guy to go. So we did just small arguments, just for the friends. We make stories with something small. So one day early morning I woke up and I used to go to the abattoir at around 3 in the morning. So the previous day I would buy goats. So the guy with the goats will go to the abattoir with them and put them in the yard. So me in the morning at around 3 I will go to the abattoir for the slaughtering of the goats. So the goats will be slaughtered and I'll give it to a car that used to supply, because I had two butcheries. So the one I was operating and another one my wife was operating. So also I used to supply to other people, because maybe I will buy around 5 goats. So one from my butchery, another one for my wife. So the other 3 goats I will supply on wholesale price to others. So it was also a way of making quick money. So as a young man, it was a very promising business, because I was having a family and kids to take care of. So this continued for a period of time. So I even bought 1 acre of land somewhere. So it was a very promising job for me. Now what happened next? Now misfortunes happen and you're not even ready for them. So me, one day I took the goats to the abattoir. Early morning I woke up, I went there. So in the evening we had a small argument with this guy from the bar, because someone had come and eaten meat and claimed he paid him, and this guy refused. So we had an argument, but I let go. So I did not take it into consideration. Just tomorrow I will just find that person, he will pay back my money. So people there had us arguing. So that is the story, how it starts. Now let's go to the story and you understand how the story goes on now. So me, I'm in the abattoir around 3. I've finished my business there. The car started supplying the goat meat. I've sold the one on wholesale. So I want to go back to my place and open the business, because I know early morning people will come and start buying. Also I need to prepare the goat head soup. I need to prepare, we call them mutura, those things people eat there. So everything was supplied to there. I had a worker, so the worker would come early and start doing the cleaning, everything. Me, I will come around 8 o'clock, because I will, after around 5 I go to my house. I sleep for 3 hours or 4 hours. By 9 I'm at the shop. So me, that day I'm waking up in the morning, I'm going to the shop. When I'm reaching the shop, I'm hearing some bad news. Oh, your neighboring friend was going home in the evening and was drunk. So he was found in a ditch not far away from your house and he was beaten so mercilessly. So he was taken to the hospital and sadly he could not make it. So it was a sad story for me. And you know, people there, because yesterday they had us an argument, so in their head they thought it's me who had planned this bad intent. I never had such kind of bad intent. What happened next? So the police started investigation, and the first person is the neighbor, because they thought there was a motive, and the motive was me. So what they do? They took me and put me in the police cell. So they say they were doing investigation. At that time, before, it was in the year 2001 in my country, Kenya. So the new administration was not in there. So you know, the new administration came and there was a new dispensation that all people in police station who have not been taken into custody, into court, must be taken into court. So what did they do next? I was there for around 6 months before the new, because I was under the old regime. So the new regime came. I was still in the remand for 6 months. So what happened? The police were just saying, you know, police did not have sufficient evidence to put me in a law court. So even the OCS was not finding a credible evidence to put me there. But because of, you know, the community, so he wanted to shelter me because he knew the community would have a revenge attack on me, the mob justice. So he did not want it. But unluckily, there was put a new commissioner of police. So he went to go around checking all police stations to see if people have been there and have not been taken to court, because it was the norm that time. People stay in police station for a very long time in detention. Yeah. So luckily or unluckily, he came to that police station. He asked the OCS, the officer commanding the station, why is this guy here? He told him, prepare the court documents. This guy has to be taken to documents. The charge sheet was prepared. So the OCS was forced to prepare that charge sheet because he knew he did not have evidence. I did not find any motive on me, but because of the, you know, the villagers, so he wanted to shield me from the mob justice. Yeah, men, and they did not know who did that thing. So I was the guy who was supposed to carry the burden and the cross for things I did not do. So guys, I was taken to court. I did not have an attorney to represent me, so the state was forced to give me an attorney. So at those times, the constitution was the old one. So cases like those one of capital offenses, manslaughter, murder, did not have any bond. So I was put in remand. You see, I have 6 months in police custody. I'm going to remand. So I was in remand for how many years doing the case? 5 years. So guys, the case dragged on for 5 years. Judgment was not coming because there was insufficient evidence. So the judge was not having any cause of convicting me. But because of, you know, these people in the community, they were very angry because they believed it's me and it's not me who had done that thing. So the case kept on dragging. You see, I've spent 6 months in police custody. Now I'm 5 years in prison. Not in a prison, in remand prison. So, and nothing is going on. Man, it was very painful there. Because, I'm telling you the truth, man, my wife was also being mocked there. People were talking bad of my wife. So my wife decided just to leave that place and go and find somewhere else to stay. So I was left there alone, man. It was so much painful. And the visits to the remand men, they also stopped from my friends. So everybody was against me. Man, life was so much painful there. Hey, man, I'm telling you this story from this rooftop. You can see on my background, I'm on the rooftop. Yeah, so these stories I decided to tell you on the rooftop. These are real life stories, what I passed through. So guys, I spent there 5 years in remand prison for that capital offense. So they changed from murder to manslaughter. So the case changed from murder to manslaughter. So I was now tackling manslaughter charges. And you know those charges, manslaughter may be the least you can, the most you can get maybe 10, 15, 8 years. Yeah. But there was no evidence or anything linking me to the scene of the crime. So that was the problem. So the prosecutor was unable to find a cause for conviction. So he was just playing around. Also, my attorney was just also playing around because he was not serious, because he knew. So the court appearances he will go, the state will pay him money, because on every appearance he will go, he will be given money for transport, and also he will be paid. So he knew that this case will go for a long time, so that I can also eat from this case. So I took it upon myself, and inside the prison informed my mates who are there. So they told me like this: when you go to the next hearing, ask for the charge sheet. So I took the charge sheet, looked at it. I took to this guy who was in prison, another guy who understands. You know, people in prison understand this thing so much. So I gave him the charge sheet. He looked at it, everything. Then he wrote for me how I will write to a certain. It was called Kenya. I don't forget the name of that thing. I'll just tell you in case of the video. So at night, he talked to the warden. The wardens allowed me to write what he had written for me, a letter. So he wrote for me the letter. So I wrote it, and I gave to the warden to post it for me to that place. So I'll just tell you the name. I'm forgetting it. So at night, because he wrote me, then he gave me papers so that I write, and we talked to the warden not to disturb me when I'm writing it. So you know, if you write by his handwriting, they'll know it is his handwriting. So it was me handwriting that I wrote. So I wrote and I sent the letter. And the technical issues that made me win the case was one thing. To make the case being dismissed was one thing. You know, you're not supposed to be in prison, in police custody for more than 48 hours before being taken to court. So during our court, the judge received a letter from it was Kenya law like that, Kenya law court, something like that. I'll put it in the comment section, because it's a long time. The stories are for a long time, so you know, I'm trying to remember it right now. So what happened next? So the judge, at the next hearing, the judge was having the letter. So the judge read the letter. After reading the letter, he came to the court. He looked at the case, and I'm telling you, the judge dismissed the case, and I was set free. Man, I've suffered around 6 years in prison for something I did not do, just because of speculation. But you know, murder cases, you have to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. So in that case, there was a doubt, because nothing put me on the scene of crime. So I was innocent. So I came out, and one thing, I found my business had gone down. The guy who was running it sold everything, because no one was there to everything. So the shops there were just deserted, and other people were there. Everything was round. So I took myself, I cannot live in this area. I'll just leave this land and go buy a land somewhere else far away. So I went and bought land far away and started to stay there and started doing farming there. But it was painful on two sides. The other family lost a family member. Me also, I suffered in prison for something I did not do. Just because people, people outside here can just decide to set you up on something you did not do. So it was painful. I forgave the people who spread the rumor that I did that thing and had that false. They wrote those false statements, just putting me on trial for all those years. I forgave them. So in life, you pass through a lot, and you need to forgive. That's why nowadays I'm just doing farming of cows and goats, and milking and selling my cows and farming. So guys, thank you for the story. This story was narrated to me by an old man who had suffered a lot in prison. So he told me in Swahili, so he refused to be on camera, but he told me, just you can share this story on your audience so they can know about my story, how I suffered in prison for 5 years for something I did not do. So the way I was narrating, you think it is me, but it was there. I wanted you to take it as if it's me, but it's not me. It's a friend who told me in Swahili to narrate it to you. I hope you enjoyed the story, and you will meet in the next video. It's me. Check my Instagram, link down there at OMBILI _2. Ombili_2. That is how it's pronounced. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also like, share, comment this story. Meet you next time. Ciao. Thank you.